guys, it's Paul here coming to you from Fongamata. While Rich and Mike are stuck inside doing their own thing, I thought I'll get outside on such a beautiful day and do a quick review of the new DC Minifig series. It's absolutely gorgeous here, so I hope the guys are jealous. Anyway, let's get straight into it. There are 16 minifigures in the series, and they're actually quite easy to identify. All you need to do is look for the right elements. So first up, we've got Mr. Miracle, and with this guy, you need to look out for the handcuffs and obviously a chain, but not to be confused with some other minifigures in the series who have a chain. So the best way to get Mr. Miracle is to get the handcuffs. Right. So he is a little bit tricky to find. But yeah, feel for those little handcuffs and you can't go wrong. Next up is Wonder Woman. She is one of the easiest to identify because she's got a skirt and a lasso. Easy peasy. Next up is Aquaman. Another easy minifigure to identify. He has a fish and a wig. So you should not have a problem. Feel for the fish and you'll get him. And then we've got Stargirl. I quite like her. She's got a little cheeky look on her face. So this here is, you need to look for the staff and the hook. So those are the best ones to look out for. And also the hair. Then we've got Sinestro. He has a lantern and a hairpiece. So that we'll get to the Green Lantern further. So those two minifigures are quite similar. But with this one, you feel for the lantern, which is quite easy element to find, and then you feel for the hairpiece. Find the hairpiece in the lantern, and that's Sinestro. Next up is Cheetah, another figure too easy to find because she has a bag, like those chipmunks from Disney series, and a unique hairpiece as well, plus a tail. So if you find those three, you got the Cheetah. Right. Next one is a Superman. His unique element is the 2x2 tile. Also, hairpiece that has a little curl. But that's probably hard to feel for in the bag. So, but if you find a 2x2 tile, that's the Superman. Right. Green Lantern. Just like I mentioned before, Green Lantern has a lantern, but he doesn't have a hairpiece. So that's the main difference between him and a Sinestro. So find the lantern, then feel around the bag, and if there's no hairpiece, you scored one of them. And then we've got Cyborg. Cyborg, another one is probably easier to find, would be his headpiece because it's quite unique and it has a hook underneath his, take it off. So the hook, it's quite a unique headpiece, so it'd be quite easy to find that. And he also has a chain. But these chains, don't really look for the chains. I mean, you can feel for the chain and then find the headpiece because that's the main one. Right, then we have the Batman, and I think he's pretty cool. So he's the old school Batman, and it's this old school costume. So really easy to find. Find the headpiece with long ears, and he's got this funny chain, which is probably easier to feel for as well because it's got little tubes. And he also got the Batarang. So if you feel for Batarang, the headpiece and the chain, that's the Batman. Next one is one of my favorites, Huntress. Super easy to find as well, crossbow, and the hairpiece as well. So find the crossbow, find the hairpiece, and you got yourself a Huntress. She's very cool. I like the purple and black combination, so it's a really, really nice minifigure to get. Another one of my favorites is Metamorphon. Again, quite easy to find. If you find his fist, it's detachable, so, and not many other elements in there. So the fist, no hair, and there you go. There is Metamorphon. Next one is probably another favorite of mine and lots of other people is the Joker. He's probably one of the easiest minifigures to find. Just find the honeycomb. There's two pieces to it, but they're quite prominent in the bag, and it's quite a easy piece to feel for. And he also has 1x2 tile. So the Joker is pretty easy to identify. So next up we have Bumblebee. So Bumblebee is pretty easy to identify. Again, she's got wings and a very unique hairpiece with two buns on top of them. Also those zippers, kind of like lightning. So look out for those three elements. You've got those three elements. The wings are the biggest giveaway that it's a Bumblebee, really. So just watch out for those. Next up is Flash. Flash is again, they're pretty much quite easier to spot, but with Flash you look out for the helmet. It's got two lightning bolts on the side of the helmet. It's quite a unique shape, so none of the other minifigures have the round helmet. And also the bracket that holds his flashes. So watch out for those, the bracket and the helmet for Flash. Last but not least, we've got Batmite. With Batmite, you have to look for a 2x3 tile. So it's quite different from Superman. He's got a square tile, and Batmite's got a rectangular tile, so you can't really confuse those two. Also for Batmite, you can look for little legs, which don't move, and his headpiece with one bent ear. And his ears are way smaller than Batman's ears. Again, easy to find. So you look out for those elements, and I 100% guarantee that you will get the minifigures you are after. Also, another thing about all of the minifigures, they have extra elements in them. But I'll show you. So they've got 1x2 plates in each of them, and a little jumping pig. So if you chuck your minifigure on top of it, it looks like it's flying. So there are extra pieces in there, so when you feel the bags, just disregard them and look for the key elements I've just told you about.